Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Adventures in Arcane Space. Once again, I am your Dungeon Master, AuldDragon, and the players are...
Hi, I'm Captain Higgimus, Corporal First Class, and I'm not made of stone right now.
Unfortunately.
I'm Davey Big Mac Shepherd. I play Braxon, who's a human fighter who's never been made out of stone.
Hi, I'm Daikami-sama, and I'm a half-elven cleric mage of Ogma, and he actually liked the statue of Higgimus. It was so lifelike.
I'm James. I play Ockar, human paladin of Brawl, who can never get turned undead to work whenever he wants to or when he remembers it.
You poor boy. Hi, I'm Levalithana, an elven wild mage, and still grumbling at Lafdul.
What did Lafdul do?
He saved you so much. He saved you so much. She was going to extort you.
I knew she was, that's why I did it. Hi, I'm Zach, and I play the character of Lafdul Mingley, the specialty priest of Aravan Elisir and a mischiefmaker, and his current title is the, where is it? Damn it! Paige, where'd you go? No. Oh, it was... I've literally... Now, there we go. Lovable Scallywag of Opportunities.
Wait. Repeat that?
The lovable Scallywag of Opportunities.
Lovable?
Yeah.
Lovable?
He considers himself the lovable
When did you become
Scallywag.
lovable?
I don't know, but it must have happened while we slept.
I think
Lafdul gives
Higgimus...
himself titles.
Closest
Was he wearing a
one would be
tuxedo now?
tolerable.
Is that why he's lovable?
I think Higgimus might consider him such for getting him depetrified for free.
Well, actually, Higgimus doesn't know anything that happened there.
Oh,
All
I
he
think...
knows is that lady was being generous, since we liberated them from captivity and such. So, I mean, as far as I know, I mean, Lafdul didn't do anything.
Wouldn't Lafdul have made a point to indicate that he convinced her to do it for free?
No, not with a paladin party. Well, I don't know.
Well, privately to Higgimus, at least.
Yeah, but he knows how word travels in the party. He's starting to not trust the party now.
Oh, gasp.
You think Higgimus would tell your secret? You'd think that you're doing a good job for the company.
Yeah, but then wouldn't you brag about it?
I don't know. He's a secretive person.
If Lafdul told Higgimus would just commend him for a good job and saving the company money.
No, Lafdul's the unsung hero of the party.
So anyway, we've collected all the things from these people that we needed to. I think I remember Ald saying that just recently.
Yeah, you picked up a non-magical trident, a magical trident, some magical lizard man banded armor, and then various weapons from the regular lizard men. Although the Herwadi, who were formerly essentially enslaved on their ship, would be eagerly taking those up and arming themselves.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Wow.
And we, I actually had a question for you, Ald. What is that beholder wasn't in good? Was that beholder in okay shape or was it in bad shape?
The body was clearly rotted, and Lafdul and Solas could both probably tell you that if they examined it, they would both tell you that it looked like that thing has been dead for quite some time, which may mystify them considering it was attacking.
Oh, that sounds like it was undead then? They brought it back to life somehow?
Some priests can do that.
Yeah, it's terrible. Were its eye stalks still usable?
Some of them were clearly destroyed, like non-functioning. The eyes were blinded, limp. When it was attacking, it might have taken half notice that some of them didn't seem to be doing anything.
The ones that were doing stuff, are they still in okay shape, or would they be considered ruined? I would also confer with the people that in the party that know more about this stuff.
None of them would really know for sure.
Yeah, none of us attacked armies or
They're
done magical enchanting.
definitely the corpse is not something that you would or could taxidermy. But whether any of these items might be useful for magical use,
Oh, wait, that does
you don't know.
bring a point up. Can I use any of these in my squirrel research for neutralized poison? Any of them? Just out of curiosity.
Can you think of any reason why any of the powers that you saw affecting you would make sense in that?
Well, there was the other eye stalk that I never saw, the one that does stone to flesh, that has a reversing effect. I don't know, maybe magically reversing the poison or something.
I mean, you can collect them and do some research. And
Yeah, definitely.
Solas is interested in collecting possible magical.
You just like collecting things.
All right,
Well,
so
yes.
I will collect the eye stalks, the ones that were functional when we were fighting it, and that potion I have, that preserves things.
Mhm.
How does that thing work?
I believe you just pour it.
Okay, will it use all of it?
I think you could probably, if you're just doing the eye stalks, you could use the whole potion for the eye stalks.
Okay, so take the whole potion to preserve all these eye stalks.
Yeah.
You know what? It's worth it. We'll do that.
Since
Yeah,
there
but
was
this...
since
You're
there
right.
was one night between the days between after the fight and before we turned Higgimus back to flesh, how much did we regain hit points during that time?
1 hit point each.
Okay.
Woohoo!
Just making sure I know how much I need to cast spells.
All right, so yeah, we'll definitely take the eye stalks. I'll have people that know anatomy or better
None of
than
us.
myself. They're better than
I think you're becoming
Got-
the local expert.
maybe.
Yeah, because you keep saying, oh, I want this, I want that.
Maybe I need to develop a trophy hunting proficiency. So we'll take the eye stalks that were functional.
All right.
When we're fighting it, and I will preserve them with the potion.
Okay.
And
Do
I will be
Volkers have
casting.
skulls?
They do. They're spherical, obviously. But, like, I mean, that would take a lot of time to strip the flesh off and everything like that.
Okay. Probably not something we want to do then. We'll take the eye stalks and I'll be good.
And on closer inspection, you can also see that this thing clearly has taken weapon wounds that were not healed. Perhaps that killed it.
Okay. All right. In that case, yeah, we'll just do the eye stalks. So I'll forego the skull this time.
I will be casting a bunch of healing spells.
Okay.
First one is for Higgimus, since he's the most damaged one.
Did we have a vague idea of how far away we were, trip-wise, to this citadel?
No. You, Axis will be talking to you. That's the lizard. Lizard one.
Does that one work?
It does.
What do we? We've captured
one.
some.
Yes.
We
Braxon?
captured some dodgy lizard folk. There's the men.
Yeah.
Evil ones. That the follower of the Lizard King or whoever the bad guy is. We're going to turn them over to the other lizard folk.
I mean, yeah, they've taken custody already.
They have. Okay, fair enough.
Real fast, that third one, was that also for Higgimus?
Yeah, these all are for Higgimus.
Okay.
Higgimus is getting love from Solas today.
Well, he was almost dead.
Alright. All 5 of those worked then.
Nothing unusual there.
Next one.
And my connection to the server has been interrupted. But it's
Oh,
back now.
yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, I saw that.
They might be getting overloaded again.
Yeah.
I can't think why.
Yeah, I know.
It happened yesterday during a game as well, where everybody got disconnected.
Yep. Alright, that one
Like
worked.
1 second.
How much do you need
5.
more Higgimus?
But there's good berries that I can
Okay,
chew
so
on.
I can start healing others.
Also,
Yes.
just look at the bar, and if there's if it's not
People
full,
don't always update them.
well, that's
I'm currently at 40
You
out
get-
of
no,
51. Sorry.
you're not supposed to be saying. You're not supposed to know exactly how many hit points other
This
people
is
have.
for Ockar.
Ah,
You can look at the bar and judge from that.
Yeah, Braxon feels pretty good.
I'll heal the rest off with sleeping.
Well, I did take every clerical spell as a healing spell, so I could heal everyone today.
I can't remember. This is the next. Yeah, actually, my.
I
phone's
still have 6 healing spells.
Yeah, then use it to heal the rest of us up.
Real fast, one thing that I wanted to mention to the players, the viewers, and I meant to do so after your introductions, and I completely forgot. Kijikun, the player of Sinrae, is having quite a few personal interruptions at this time for various things, and of course, coronavirus has just exacerbated everything. So Sinrae is, I'm retconning, she was not on the ship in the last session. She has stayed on Brawl to take care of some personal things, with the intention of rejoining the party at some point in the future, but that's essentially up in the air at this moment, metagaming, whether that'll happen. The intention is that will happen, but we'll see what happens in the future. And it's all up in the air as to when it happens. So, down to 6 players for now. Alright, go on.
Continuing. So, Braxon is still injured.
Yeah, we do have those good berries, but you want to use the spells.
Well, I have 6 healing spells left.
Yeah.
5 after this.
How long do good berries last?
I got it on the list. Oh, my phone's going. Hang on.
He's got.
Braxon, you got 7.
7.
Hit points.
Alright.
I was literally. Why is my. Sorry, literally, I put my phone on the table. It's falling off the table for no reason. It's not even vibrating. What's going on? Maybe my table's on an incline. I didn't realize now.
Or maybe there's a ghost cat.
It's
true.
She's invisible.
Alright, I think.
Okay, I will use next one also for me to top myself off.
Braxon currently has a paper cup.
Eat a good berry. It'll taste good.
I can still heal him.
So wait, who were those first 3 rolls for?
One was for Braxon and 2 were for me, and I still have 3 more cure light wounds.
There's probably crew that could do with some healing.
Yeah, if no other party members need them, I will use them on the crew.
I'll just eat a couple good berries and I'll be fine.
Alright, so yeah, you'll just say that you're using them on the crew.
Yeah, I'll use the rest of the for the crew.
Because there were definitely some who were injured.
Yeah. I remember one dwarf was pretty bad shape, but survived.
Alright. I guess Higgimus will do all the captain-y things he needs to do. Check on the crew. Do this things for the last rites for the ones that died. And then we'll need to figure out what we're going to be doing next.
And Axis comes to you in the morning after you guys have taken care of your, initial duties, getting the crew started on anything that you want them to do and stuff like that. And says to you, because you had mentioned that you were looking for the Citadel for an object, a dwarven object.
Yes.
And she says, you wished to go to the Citadel. We should talk about what you will see there. There are many
Yes.
lizard men. Not all of them are followers of the heretic. I would prefer to keep as many of them alive as possible.
Of course, we do not want to kill anyone that is unnecessary.
Do you know of a way to, if they're not of the hostile type, how to get them to not attack us while we're there? I don't expect them to help us, but at least not attack us.
I may be able to persuade them, but likely only if you are able to defeat the king priest, Hiask.
And is he one of your kind?
He is like the captain. The one that
what-
stabbed you with the
He's blessed.
trident.
Okay. He was bigger and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And of course they are. I see. Is there any more like that's dead beholder there, or anything else that we should be aware of?
Not that I'm aware of, but I do not know every inch of the Citadel. I spent most of my time with the eggs.
Mm.
But I can tell you what I know, and we can
Yes.
formulate a plan if that is your desire.
Yes, if we could.
The King Priest Hiask has his throne room on the 3rd level of the Citadel. The docks are, of course, on the main level, and there are some tunnels beneath, but I do not know what is down there besides some thing that the King Priest says is an emissary of the heretic god. I do not know what it is. I have not seen it, nor has anyone spoken of it. It may not even be real, for all I know.
Do you know what this did this person ever tell us what the heretic god was?
No, not exactly.
Who is this heretic god again?
He is referred to as the Emperor Lizard. It is, of course, a false name. There is but one god for lizard men. The breeder Semuanya.
Okay.
Is there a way for
Yeah,
There
I was
a
gonna
way
ask
for,
about you.
the followers of the breeder to separate themselves from the heretics when we get there?
Not easily, if it would essentially require it to be clear that the false followers would be not an issue. They would be slain. Those sympathetic to the true god are fearful. They would not want retaliation. If they were to not aid in an attack on the Citadel, on the people, then they would be killed afterwards, for sure, if the false god's followers were to succeed.
Does your pantheon or religion allow for atonement?
Of course it does.
Lafdul didn't know. Well, he probably knew, but I didn't know if all religions allow atonement of some description.
I mean,
That was the question to the GM.
yes and no. part of it is that
I'm just wondering in this scenario whether or not I would come to that conclusion on my own, or whether or not I would have asked.
so. I
Suppose.
mean, every religion that you're aware of has different levels of atonement, different things for which they will allow atonement, and a lot of evil faiths you would know are much less likely to allow for atonement. In that many of them are, if you fail, you're dead, kind of thing. In certain things, if you've betrayed the faith, you're dead, sort of thing. I mean, typical evil tropes. I mean, is there a specific question that you're asking about that?
I suppose I would ask if her religion is a benevolent or a... What's the general nature? I suppose that's an easy enough or open enough question that could be interpreted in many different ways, I suppose. I'm just trying to get an idea of what her deity is, I suppose. It's like a guardian or protector, I think.
She would indicate that that's probably more time. Like, she's happy to talk to you about matters of faith after this discussion, but it's kind of a bit in depth to go into right now.
All right, so I'll look to the rest of the group here. I'll say, do we have magical means of holding these? Like, if we come across people of her faith as opposed to the Upsider, is there things we can do to hold them or put them to sleep and such?
These are lizard folk, aren't they?
Mhm.
Well, and Huati as well. They hold person would work on both of them, wouldn't they?
Yes. Herwadi, if you ask about
humanoid.
Herwadi, she will indicate that there are Herwadi, but they are all slaves. If they could be armed, they would be eager to turn against the followers of the false god.
The Hori would.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's that barrel full of weapons Braxon keeps lugging about them?
We have we do have a stockpile of weapons.
And
And
there
it's got
might
Braxon's label
and,
on it.
and there might be some armory in the asteroid that we can, or Citadel, that we can basically open up for the Horvati.
All right, but okay, so we'll definitely do all we can to spare your people.
Is there anything we can do to make it clear that we're friendly towards worshippers of Samuana?
Lafdul wouldn't feel comfortable about that, but sure.
She did mention to us, Braxon, that she could try to convince the people, but we would have to show that we're going to be defeating.
If we
No,
shot
no,
out like
I
a
don't.
rally call,
I'm not talking about getting them to follow us.
No,
Just
no,
get out of our way,
yeah, no, but
because they might
She
think
mentioned-
we're coming to attack all of them.
yeah, she mentioned that they're going to try to attack us regardless, because if they're shown to be sympathetic to us, then they'll be punished later.
Yeah.
So the idea is to incapacitate them on our way to deal with the bad guys. Speaking of bad guys, how many of the false followers are there?
On the Citadel?
Mm-hmm.
I do not know exact numbers, but there are many.
Okay.
It would probably require
How well do you know
an
the
actual
Citadel?
invasion.
How well do you know the Citadel's layout, the areas your people live in?
Not terribly well. I live on my vessel, the brood ship there.
Do you have any people who might know it?
Not particularly. The crew of this vessel stays on this vessel. We typically only return to the Citadel for resupply and payment to the helmswoman. We have been aboard to some of the more public areas, and of course, we know generally where some things are, and I can tell you what I do know, but I have not been to every nook and cranny by any stretch.
Yes. Yeah, I understand, but everything that you can tell us will help us in locating this heretic.
One thing
All right.
also to keep in mind is they have 2 smaller vessels that they use for piracy. They are not always at the Citadel, but they are filled with true believers.
Was it the wasp we saw earlier that had a funny colouring on it?
Do you want to describe that to her?
Yeah.
Yes, that does sound like one of them. It could be. I
Aw.
do not know for sure.
Oh, if only we encountered that straight off the bat and actually took them.
I mean, it turned and ran.
Yeah, I know.
It was like,
Oh.
that's a little bit bigger. Nope, it doesn't look like a cargo vessel. Nope.
Hmm.
And didn't
Well,
she
we
say that
might be
they
able to
are?
backtrack.
And didn't she say that they are crewed by true believers?
Yeah, she just did.
So they wouldn't be our enemy, so to speak, if we could convince them.
No. True believers of the heretic, she means.
To true believers of the heretic.
True heretics. Just easy
Alright.
to understand that way.
And are both those piracy vessels about the same size?
Yes, they are both wasps.
Wasp. All right.
I do not know anything about them other than that, though.
Do you know what defenses the Citadel has for orbital defenses?
It does have many weapons, although the Citadel is damaged in some respects. The upper levels beyond where the King Priest himself resides are abandoned and damaged. There are no weapon emplacements up there, but there are on the lower levels.
Is there a way we can approach from that direction? Ald?
Possibly. I mean, you got 3-dimensional space.
I just don't know how Spelljammer stuff
Yeah.
works. So.
Another
So-
possibility, of course, would be to put anyone you want aboard our vessel, and we go in that way, and then your vessel can come in behind once we have secured the facilities.
Oh, that would be a good idea, actually. It would be really good.
Yeah, that way we could basically
We don't risk
disable
damaging
their
the ship.
defenses.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah,
Alright.
Lafdul's up for a covert mission like that.
It would only be covert until we got to the docks, however.
Oh, yeah.
How many of the false believers are magical users? Do you know?
I do not know exactly. He does have powers of his own. As I mentioned, he goes down into the mines, the tunnels below, to worship something he has said is down there. A messenger of his false god. And he does have many powers of his own. That is one of the reasons why he is able to hold so many under his sway, despite not at all believing in his false deity, the heretic. I do not know exactly of any others who share his powers, but he does have some wizards as well, although they may be more sympathetic to our cause.
Does he actually control their minds, or
Not to my knowledge. I think it is just through threats of violence.
This false god of theirs, do they consider every other deity to be a heretic, or I'm just theory crafting whether or not infra would work? Because those of race or religion are friendly to the caster has +4 to their roll. I'm trying to theory craft that.
They believe that they are the rightful rulers of everything.
So basically, I'm unfriendly. Okay.
how do we identify? Tell true believers versus the heretics apart?
Unfortunately, there really is no way unless some surrender.
Okay.
Hmm.
You said that her way would rise up. How far or inside the Citadel itself are they kept close to where we would have to enter in a dock, or are they kept far away?
They're kept pretty far away, and there are some on every level.
Some on every level. Okay.
He has some nobles under him. If they could be slain, then it would be much easier to gain followers. Of course, the easiest one would be to just eliminate him in the first place.
Mm-hmm. I don't suppose there's any like quick way to get to him, is there?
I do not know about quick way, but the passages up to the third level are closer to the entrance and farther away. If that is an idea to just rush for the throne room, it may be possible. I am unsure how many could be put into your path in such a quick rush.
Does haste make you run faster, Old?
Yeah, it doubles your movement.
Doubles your movement. Could that be an idea to simply rush the throne room?
What, invisible, silent, and hasted? Lever's got their AoE invisibility, I think. As long as we'll stay around there.
The problem with the AoE invisibility is that you have to stay very close. It's
Yeah.
works best if you're in a position where you're going to be fighting in a tight formation and staying still, or you're just literally gather round, stay quiet, don't move, kind of thing. It'd be pretty hard to like rush with a group up, like in a rush kind of thing.
What if we all tie ourselves to Higgimus and Higgimus runs?
No, that probably won't work.
That'd probably hurt.
Does Solas know invisibility?
No, I do not.
I don't think Higgimus could carry
learned it.
all of us at the same time.
I'd say if we had 2 wizards cast invisibility, we should have enough invisibility for the entire party. Because I can turn myself invisible now. You would only need 6, but that's between the wizards if they want to do something like that.
The docks area, how well guarded is that?
It would really depend on whether one of the wasps is there or not. They typically do keep the doors closed and locked, however, and open them only when a vessel is arriving.
How big is the complement of crew for the Wasp?
I do not know how many are on board normally, but I do know that they have more than the vessel can normally comfortably hold. Since they do not go on long journeys, it is deemed an acceptable risk. Much as this vessel, she points to the brood ship, had far more than it could hold, but the Herwadi were able to refresh the air.
I'll kind of turn towards the group. Suggestions. Right now, I'm kind of leaning into try to rush the throne room as quick as possible and take out this leader. But
well, the leader's the one we
turn
want
my
to get
head
rid of,
back.
isn't it?
Yeah. I'll turn my head back towards the. What's her name again?
Axis.
Axis. We take care of the leader, the rest will acquiesce, right? Do you think?
If the king is slain, there would still be some resistance. There are some fanatics, but it would be much easier there. I imagine their morale would be reduced, and those who believe the true God would be much more likely to turn against them.
Yeah, I suppose it's also the people that have been aiding him will know they won't be accepted by the others. So
Hey, Old.
like there'd be a few that will fight to the death, I would think.
Yes, that is very likely. Yes, Lafdul.
Out of curiosity, a backstab out of combat kills someone, doesn't it?
Basically, yes. If they're completely unsuspecting of any hostile act.
Okay. Something Lafdul's never done, but it's a possibility.
It may not work on...
Something that's much bigger than me.
And, yeah,
me.
stuff like that. Like, if you're talking even a 10th level human fighter, yeah, that would be possible, but these bigger lizard men things, you don't know right now whether that would work, because you're not positive on whether they have a different, kind of a different internal body plan.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, there's a specimen on the floor over there.
Don't have anatomy.
How far were
It turns out their
the
heart is where their spleen should be.
What was that, Solas?
How far is where are the Horvati kept?
There are some on every level, and they are not close to the stairs, as far as I know.
So are all the large ones like I'll point to, or not point, but I'll mention the captain that was on this show. Are all the large ones like that heretical?
Yes, they are.
Okay, so at least we got some idea who definitely would be the not good ones.
That's how he displays his favor, isn't it?
Yeah, since normally, I think she mentioned normally lizardmen don't grow that big.
All right, so
those are blessed from birth. They are not made.
Oh.
Oh.
She's indicating that they're born that way as opposed to created after the fact.
Oh. Okay. Is there any other information you can give me here?
Do you have any
Anything you
specific
see him
questions? Any other further
Specific
questions?
Are there any symbols that these worshippers of the false lizard god might be wearing we can look out for?
Axis will hold up a kind of dried, desiccated small lizard's claw on a thong and says, "This is a symbol of the false god. If any of them have such a thing, they will have his power."
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so based on what I got right here so far, here's my idea is that we catch a ride on this ship here, us, maybe the Marines. That could be amendable. And we rush the docks and then go up to the throne room, take out the leader guy, and then from there work out to convince all the non-heretical people to lay down their arms and go about doing what we need to do.
Possibly recruiting Hurati on the way.
Yes. And have our ship come in afterwards to keep the wasp away.
Right.
While we deal with the rest of them.
Speaking of our ship, didn't we take didn't we get hold?
Hull hold, yeah, but that just prevents you from landing in water.
Oh.
There was another effect that I forgot to apply, but it's done and past. I'll just have to remember.
Has anyone put that on the sheet?
Because it costs a lot more to repair a whole ship, doesn't it?
Not really, actually. It just, I mean, your ship doesn't land in water anyway, so it's just one of those things.
So
How long
does that
does
sound
the
like
trip to that Citadel take?
It would take about 2 days, I think.
So we have 2 days to plan and prepare.
are you supposed to meet up with them at any point in time?
Our normal return journey would not be expected for at least another month. However, given the damage sustained, it would not necessarily go amiss to come back. We could, they may assume, or we could signal that we took some damage and are returning for repairs.
Yes,
All
that
right.
might be a good idea.
Would you be amenable if we had to make a trip back to Brawl and you can meet you back here? Or
What do we need from Brow?
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know,
what
if
I'm
we
wondering.
want to repair, or I don't know if people need to get things or what, restock on stuff. No, we're good.
No, we did that before we came out.
Okay.
I think the sooner we go, the better. They do have... The King Priest does have magical powers. He may use some divination spells. I don't know his capabilities.
Oh, I have a question.
Mhm.
Do they have any more of those beholder-like things there?
Not as far as I know, but I do not know what is... Besides the throne room on the third level, I do not know what is there, and I do not know what the King Priest might have in the tunnels below.
It's in
Was
the
that
third floor.
was that beholder thing a servant, or was it a guardian, or do you know what its function was?
The King Priest says it was a gift of his deity.
Oh, so it works with undead.
Do you know if once we assault the King Priest, he might be able to summon the messenger of his deity? Do you know if that's a possibility?
I suppose if you captured him, he might. I do not know what what the messenger is. He heads down into the caverns below and returns with words,
Seems-
commands, powers, gifts, that sort of thing.
I'm thinking if we have to take care of that messenger as well.
So you're leaning towards going in with the bloat fly, and not like going from the top.
Think so.
Okay.
How big's our flitter?
It's only 1 ton.
Yeah, but I mean, like, how big would the invisibility work on that?
The invisibility spell would not work on that.
Okay.
Would the invisibility spell work?
Mass, that works in miles, and that's some people. I think.
Well, invisibility 10-foot radius would not,
Okay.
because it only affects creatures, and the wingspan of a flitter is much more than 20 feet.
All right. So yeah, because if we went in through the top, they would see us coming from like miles away, right?
Could we paint the flitter black?
I don't think we have the paint for bottom.
I mean, it probably wouldn't make that much difference in that. And as for miles away, I mean, they might see you coming, but if they can't get the weapons to aim up, then it doesn't really matter.
That's true too.
What if we captured one of? Wow, I was thinking of what if we captured one of those wasps, but it doesn't really matter. We've already captured a ship.
Actually,
to
that might
speak.
be a good idea.
But we do not know their location.
Well, we have a vague idea. They went through. They're guarding the crystal sphere entrance.
All right, so we have two options here. We can either go in through the top, and I'll look over towards her again, and I'll say there is entrances in the top, right? Or portions we can get in through that way.
It is damaged up there. No one goes up there. Those who do tend to not return.
Okay.
It is
So that's a
occasionally
maybe.
a challenge to young warriors, but so far none have returned.
Oh, so this is separate from that area there would be separate from the area that your folk usually inhabit.
Yes, I do not know how many more levels there are in the Citadel. The lizard men only live on the first 3, and there are additional levels above, but the stairs up have collapsed. It requires an effort to get up there, and there is heavy damage.
And hence an effort to get down too.
Yeah, but it's also always a lot easier to get down than up. Because you can jump
I'm
or
just
drop,
trying to think here.
or drop a rope or something.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. There's people that die up there, so we would run into other things, as opposed to the bad guys. So we go in through the top. We might have to deal with other weird things, monsters, and before we get to the bad guys, but it might be a more direct route. Is that what I'm getting at?
She's definitely indicating that you would not have to go through any of the lizardmen warriors in the process. So yeah, I mean it definitely could be a more direct route.
More direct route, and then or we can use the bloatfly and sneak in that way and take the docks and move up from that place, point forward up the floors. But we would come to contact with all the lizardmen people.
Yeah.
Which we might accidentally hurt some of her people.
She's kind of resigned to the fact that not every one of the ones that she would like to save are going to survive. In part because they will fight you until it's clear
obvious.
that until it's obvious that the the king priest and his followers will lose. Once it's obvious that they will lose, she thinks that they would switch sides.
Okay.
So if we go from the top and manage to take out the king priest, then we might be able to have them switch sides almost immediately.
Yeah.
So which way are we thinking, people?
Well, if some of them are possibly friendly to us, we might want to be clobbering people rather than chopping heads off.
Going from the top, we would avoid unnecessary friendly deaths, but there are some unknown dangers in that way.
I'm worried about what my most concerning is the fact that their deity seems to have the ability to raise undead, and undead's not something you want to ideally fight. I would have to take certain precautions and spells in that case.
Well, you got a couple days.
Yeah.
So
if we do kill down I can protect a couple of people, but it's not a sure thing.
And who knows what will actually be up there. The thing was abandoned for a while. Something happened there. There could be also critters.
Was the messenger of that god, was it up from the third level or down from the third level?
Down in the caverns below.
So if we go from the top, we wouldn't run into the...
You won't run into that anyway. The docks aren't. The docks are on the main level. Essentially, think of the tunnels as basement levels.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. The things we run into might be some other creatures that usually take a hold on abandoned citadels instead of undead.
All right. So, do we want to deal with the critters and then go for the guy, or do we want to go through their people, possibly hurting their people?
Considering
and,
how reserved she is against killing her followers, I guess, well, we're adventurers, aren't we? We'll go the hard way.
which
I
is
mean,
the
we
hard
do not know which is the hard way.
way. That's right.
Yeah. Well, I
There's
say
there's
that's way.
what basically
the-
your choices are known foes or unknown foes,
Yeah.
and you really
Let's
don't know
go
the
for-
powers of either of them.
Let's go for known foes.
I'll
So
say.
known foes
Nah,
would be.
the unknown ones. More interesting.
Yeah, I'm more interested in unknown ones.
I mean, the unknown foes might very well be just environmental hazards.
I mean, you could always go up there afterwards too.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, I imagine we'll want to clear this place out. Anyway.
Oh, what are we supposed to be getting from this place anyway? Some kind of artifact?
Yeah,
It
a
was
dwarven
the
artifact.
dwarven relic.
Yeah. We're gonna have to search the whole place to find a dwarven relic.
Oh, wouldn't our dwarf priest want to come with us in that case, considering it's something important to our pantheon?
Well, yeah, but it might be wise to take her with us after we have liberated the lizard folk.
Yeah.
Since after we have liberated, we have time to search it.
Okay. What I'm getting at so far is
It even might be that the relic is with the messenger.
yeah. What I'm getting at so far is we're going to go through the lizardmen at the docks. Is kind of what I'm hearing from people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in that case, the party will want to go in with the bloatfly. Do we want to take like the dwarves with us, or take the marines with us, and then have our ship?
The dwarves, because
Dwarves?
there's a high chance that they might know something.
Well,
I mean, weren't the
I think
dwarves
he means
marine
more for the
already?
fight itself,
Yeah, we're talking about the fight itself. Yeah.
not afterwards. You can always once the fight's done, then you got time to consider things.
Yeah.
No.
One thing
If
that
we-
Axis would suggest is that her loyal lizardmen, the Herwadi, could do essentially a guard action down below to prevent any of what she would call the nobles, the Priest King's nobles, from coming up and attacking you and doing a pincer attack, essentially.
Yeah. That'd be something to do. That sounds good, actually.
If we were going to take anyone with us, will the Giff be able to fit through the dwarven corridors very easily? Oh, another thing to ask is, have they flooded any of the Citadel?
There are some chambers that are filled with water, but no corridors. The Citadel is not well suited for such a thing. Your larger friends, like your captain here, they would be able to fit certainly in the main corridors that I've seen. I do not know about all of the rooms, however.
If we are going to through the docks, then we might want some people to stay and hold the docks, so that if our own ship is going to be against the pirate ships, then if by holding the docks, they might be able to prevent the Citadel from shooting at least some of the weapons.
Yeah, that seems good. So we'll use the blow up flies crew to hold the nobles at bay and keep the people from using the weapons at the docks. And then our ship would be used to neutralize the dragonflies.
Unfortunately, there are no weapons on the docks themselves. There are other weapon emplacements.
Oh, weapon emplacements. Okay.
Are they far from the docks?
Generally, yes.
Mm.
Well, then
Well-
there don't need to be people on the docks.
If we come in on the bloatfly, they're not going to shoot the bloatfly with their own weapons. So
Yeah, but it was if our own ship comes there to prevent the pirates.
Yeah.
Pirate ships coming.
One
We
thing
don't want the Citadel to shoot our ship at that point.
One thing to remember is that like weapons don't stop. Weapon ammo, when you've shot, it doesn't stop. It just keeps going if it
Yeah.
misses. The assuming that the Citadel can't move, which you don't know for sure, and Axis doesn't know for sure. The Dolphin could stay outside of the weapon range and just like keep going around and pound the thing. Many of the shots will miss, but
yeah,
All right, that sounds like a good idea. And they can keep maybe the dragonflies away. Is that
it would. They could certainly fight the wasps if they're there.
That's what I was thinking of, the wasp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Does that sound like a good idea plan for everyone?
yeah. I'm sure things might change as soon as we
They
land,
will.
but
They will definitely change. But
Yeah, usually plan survives only until the first contact with the enemy.
You could also try to ambush the wasps as well if you wanted. If you wanted to do something first, but that's up to you.
take them out first.
Yeah.
I'll ask.
Well-
I'll ask her.
We might have more.
Go.
What
The wasp
did you
usually-
want to ask her?
Where the wasps usually, she knows their usual pattern.
I do not, but they would have to return if you wanted to spend some extra time. They usually are not gone from the Citadel for lengthy periods of time. If you wished to ambush them, it might be possible to do so.
But ambushing the wasps might give the heretic more time to prepare or realize that something is amiss.
Although that might we would get more information about the Citadel if we captured them and you can interrogate them and stuff. Considering they're more knowledgeable, I suppose. Current.
There are sides for that also.
This ship isn't due to return for a month, so to speak, so I'm actually in the favour of trying to hunt down the wasps. At least one of them. We stick with this plan, but before we initiate this plan, just capture one of the wasps.
well, how close can we get to the asteroid before we'd be seen?
That's something that you don't really know. You would drop out of spelljamming speed within sight of it. Whether they would notice you or not is up to them, and you wouldn't necessarily know whether you've been spotted unless they signal or something like that.
Well, is it like 10 hex away, or is it fairly close?
You would drop out 1d10 plus 10 hexes away.
Oh, yeah, no, sorry, the on the big display, planetary display.
You mean the
Are we like-
sphere chart?
Yeah, are we like days away from
Yeah,
it?
you're 2 days away from it right now.
Right,
Give or
so
take.
we don't have to do anything. We don't have to be hiding here today. We could try and hunt down the wasps. But are we going to be likely to find the wasps this far out?
Axis would indicate that basically it would be her best recommendation would be to just like sit away from the Citadel, but in such a way that the wasp would drop out of spelljamming speed as it approaches, and then you attack it. Whether that would, how effective that would be, she doesn't know. She's not tactician in any way, but that's the way that she would do it if left to her.
Harold,
Yeah.
Yes, Lafdul.
does speak with dead work on undead?
Depends on the undead and depends on how long ago they died and stuff like that.
Oh, no, I didn't think of that. Yeah, but aren't spirits necessarily... Well, I suppose it depends on the undead, but
Yeah.
the spirits bound to it.
Okay,
Yes,
so last time we fought the wasp, was it able to get away from us?
You didn't fight it. It like you dropped out of spell jamming speed, saw it, and immediately turned around and went. And I don't think you tried to pursue it. You just let it go.
Okay.
Yeah. I've got one question about these wasp ships.
Mhm.
Do they actually go anywhere to resupply, or do they completely exist off of piracy?
Axis tells you that the bloatfly tends to get legitimate supplies, and the wasps do not.
Right.
So
we don't know.
When the Citadel needs some legitimate supplies,
Yeah.
they send the bloatfly.
Okay, so we're not going to have any known place to bump into them other than the Citadel.
If there was a known place, then Axis couldn't tell you what it was anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't think we should worry about them because we're only going to blunder into them by pure chance.
Yeah.
Plus, if they get away, they'll know that there's a large ship in the vicinity that could go after the Citadel. I'm not 100% sure that we'd be able to capture them or catch up to them.
It depends who's on the helm.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have to be Leva, and then in which case that would use up all of her spells.
She's our highest level spellcaster.
If I remember, it wouldn't use her spells, but it would just prevent her from casting them.
For the day, yeah.
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 Sorry, Higgimus doesn't know these things. I guess maybe he would. Now I think about that. All right. In that case, yeah, that does sound like it'd be more up to chance to be able to capture one of them.
Yeah.
So we're right back to the start there. Go in and through our party will go in with the bloatfly, and we'll go right to the commander or the leader person and try to take him out. The bloatfly crew will hold the people in the lower areas from coming up, and then our ship will keep the dragonfly, stay out of distance of their weapons, and just kind of hammer the Citadel, and in the event that the dragonflies come up, keep them mobile.
Okay.
Anybody have any objections to that?
Do we take our marines with us?
I'm thinking about that, and I'm thinking if the ship itself gets boarded by the dragonflies, they'll need those people. The only thing I can think of is maybe taking the dwarves to maybe secure the weapon. Well, no, if our ship's staying out of range, then it won't matter. Yeah, so never mind. It might be better to leave the dwarves and the marines on the ship in case they're boarded by the dragonfly.
It sounds like we could pose some questions to those corpses over there. What do you think, Higgimus?
If that's something you think you can do, go for it. I don't know what questions to ask them, but beyond like numbers and abilities of bad guys.
Maybe they've been upstairs.
Yeah, so like I said, if you can think of questions, I'm not.
Well, the captain and the spellcaster might have some good information.
I have a couple of those spells, one for both of them each.
Since captain is one of the true believers that have received blessings of their false god.
Do I know if when I raise a spirit up, they see me as Lafdul, as who I am, or if I use my hat disguise to make myself look like something else, and I ask the questions to them, would I look like something else?
You have no idea.
Oh, that's something I might have to try.
All right. Does that sound like a plan, though? Lafdul, do you want to talk to these people first?
Do you have those spells for today?
Yeah, I've got to speak with deads memorized, but question was, it's not exactly my strong point. I can ask 3 questions now.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, I know. I can ask up to a month.
3 questions if you succeed, if they do not
Yeah.
succeed on the save. But questions to ask that I can think would be how many captains they have, and like that.
All right. Yeah. Ask them the questions you want to ask. And then
And
once you get
defenses of
information back,
defenses of the priest king and such.
I'm just writing this down. All right. And did you also want to ask about the Trident?
Yes, the Trident. How do I ask? What's the command word for the Trident, I suppose?
Okay.
How... is there a better way to word it?
Hang on.
How
if
do
you
I
ask,
use it? And I say, use the command word. Only 2 questions.
if you ask them the command word for the Trident and they say the command word, would it make it fire a lightning bolt at you?
No, because you've got to actively will it in your hand.
Okay.
Very few things are sentient like that.
So you want to cast the Speak with Dead on the priest first?
I guess. Priest, yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Wait. So, what defense is the priest king? What's the command word for the Trident? I'm typing it in. What's the command word?
And how many blessed by their god there are. So we know the numbers of these bigger creatures.
Would chosen be more appropriate?
Well,
As in, things are normally referred to chosen.
yeah, well, I didn't have the exact word.
Is chosen a universal understanding of what we're trying to indicate? Are these blessed ones or chosen ones?
Not really.
Well, all right, then, blessed. What does our lizard friend? I keep forgetting her name.
Axis.
Axis. She says that they're just blessed in general.
Well, I mean, that's her way of phrasing it, but essentially the I mean, she did indicate that they're born, not like
made,
turned into them after birth.
Yeah.
It might be done before birth.
Yeah. Might be something they do to the eggs.
Yeah.
Should we ask about husband? No, the defenses. What are the defenses? He might just say many. Should I say how many ranged weapon emplacements are there? No, the priest might not know that. The captain might know.
If you think any of them have been upstairs, you could ask them what is upstairs. Well, yeah, again, they're going to be vague.
Stuff. It will answer stuff. You've got to ask a very direct question that you get a direct answer with. It's like, what's the command word for the Trident? You either get it or you don't. That one works.
You could ask them. You could ask them what sort of monster lives upstairs.
Oh, the priest might know that. What do you know of the upper? Is it the upper Citadel? Do we refer to that as the upper Citadel?
The
think,
the messenger is down below in the tunnels. If that's what you're wondering.
No, I was wondering because there
The,
was remote talk of.
the dangers upstairs are basically something that is as a, how should I say, possibility for young warriors to prove themselves if they go there and come back.
Yeah, but this priest should know that.
Not necessarily, because they might just know that it's dangerous, because like Old said, the messenger of their god is downstairs. So priests are more interested in the downstairs.
Okay. Does if we're talking about downstairs, is there a gravity plane down there, or would gravity go all the way down to the bottom? Do we have any spells that could make a cloud of sleeping gas?
Oh, hang on. Can I sidetrack your question? Because, with mine, can I roll spellcraft? Or, actually, do I know if the spirit can see the surroundings? Because obviously, when I cast Speak with the Dead, they realise that they're dead or whatever. They can see us and the surrounding area, give or take, where they've been summoned. I suppose
You would probably have to actually ask a summoned spirit that question.
I was wondering if we summoned the captain spirit, if I succeed in it. Obviously, I would do this in our astrolabe or wherever Higgimus keeps all the maps. And we say, Higgimus will have the map up and ready, and we say, where on the star chart do you think the wasps are? Your piracy wasps are. He might have an indication. Is that a question or something that someone might be able to worry about? Or I don't know.
I don't think that you could get them to indicate on a map. It really is just a vocal response. I think that you would know that, and I don't think you would need to roll a spellcraft for that.
What about a question similar to describe where these are, where they are?
I mean, you could ask what route does it take going by what planets, but that would still be somewhat vague in that, how close is it? If something is going by Brawl, how close is it really going by Brawl?
We're probably better off getting information about what's on the Citadel.
Yeah.
Because they're more likely to know accurate information than say, I do not know.
I could ask questions for like, are there more than 50 of you or less than 50 of you? Or something like that.
By you, would you mean the...
That lizard folk, they're unfaithful or faithful, whatever.
Well,
on these.
You would need to specify.
You could ask how many spellcasters are in the service of Priest King.
How do these people call themselves? I'm sure they don't call themselves the false believers.
Axis did indicate that they refer to the deity as the Emperor Lizard.
And to themselves?
She didn't. You didn't ask her that.
Well, you could say servants of the Emperor Lizard.
Yeah, okay.
Well, if you ask servants of the Emperor Lizard, he might say that every lizardman is the entire
That's true.
servitor of.
Well, then maybe we can ask about the creature.
Well, number of the spellcasters might be something that we could get answer for.
If there's
By-
supposed to be a monster serving their priests, we might be able to get information about that helps us. I mean, is it another beholder? Is it something like a...
But
an
does
elite-
I
anyone
can ask
else?
that what creature does the priest king talk to?
Does our lizard friend know? Do these other priests have access to the messenger of their god, or is it something that the priest king only has?
Well,
Old.
I mean,
I'm asking our friend.
oh, you're asking access. Sorry. All right,
Yeah.
what was that again? I thought you were talking to
Does
the other players.
other clerics have access to the messenger of the false god?
Axis does not know that.
Okay.
Does
Yes, it
Axis
might.
know how they call themselves?
She says that
Well, she may not know, but there's definitely enough of these false believers or something that would happily volunteer what they refer to themselves as.
they
Well, Lord
refer to
hasn't
them.
finished his answer
Yeah, they
yet.
refer to themselves as arch lizards. That she indicates that that's a translation.
So we could ask him
We could ask
how many archlizards there are.
Yeah.
All right.
She indicates that is the term for both the captain and the priest, and the priest is definitely a normal lizardman. On the that you killed, both of them would refer to themselves as arch lizards.
That sounds okay.
Yeah, I suppose arch lizard.
So if we ask them how many of them there are, then we get a total. If he answers at all.
Oh, hang on. It either might be an exact number, or it would be many, or some, or lots, or...
Well, if you get
Give us
unlucky,
in numbers the total number of archlizards.
on that system.
Yeah.
How many exactly... No, how many arch
In numbers. How many can be answered with many? Very many.
No, I was going to say exactly. Exactly gets a number.
But if they don't know the exact number,
Approximately. Give us an approximate number of how many there are. So that way the answer can't say many, because an approximate number is a number.
Number of how many arch are currently on the Citadel? No, not currently. Are on the Citadel. Are on the. So that. Obviously, a question mark. People reading what I wrote.
I see it.
yeah, I read it.
So the question is also what questions would you be posing to the priest, and which ones would you be posing to the captain?
I think they give us the approximate number would be to both.
Okay.
Or whoever, which one might give us an answer first, I guess. We're going to do the priest first.
Okay.
I think the first question can be asked to the priest as well. Except maybe we could ask what are the magical defenses? Or how many magicians are there? Mages?
Spellcasters to give both clerics and mages.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't pay attention or didn't listen, didn't hear or something.
Solas
Could you
was
repeat
saying.
it?
Solas
I
was saying
said,
if you asked.
if you ask a number of spellcasters in service of Priest King, then we would get the number of clerics and wizards.
Right. Then the number of magic users.
Yeah, magic users, spellcasters.
Spellcasters. What's the difference between a spellcaster and magic users?
There isn't a specific difference, although most people, if someone says magic user, they will assume mage.
Wizard. Yeah.
Or wizard,
Spellcaster is usually more universal.
Spellcaster is absolutely more universal. Magic user is technically universal, but it has that connotation. And
How many spellcasters?
In that case, spellcasters.
In the service of the Priest King on the Citadel. What up if I could spell?
it's
That's
fine.
a
You don't have to spell
good-
it.
As
How
long
many
as
spellcasters?
under-
Yeah. So that one's
Okay, so you want to start with the priest, and then you can, depending on what answers you get, you can go with you can change it up for the captain. I mean, if you get some answers, you can eliminate talking about, oh, is this the right wording? Is this blah blah that kind of thing? So
We only have 2
I'm-
questions for the priest.
3.
free.
Well,
So ask
2
the priest.
because you want to ask the command word. So.
Yeah.
So. All right, so you're going to cast the spell on the priest's body, and that's just a normal saving throw
Yep.
versus spell for it.
Bear with me. I didn't. Same for a special.
I mean,
Number
if it's a saving throw, it's not going to matter. He rolled 2.
I'm looking at it. A dead
So-
creature with different alignment or high level or hit die than the casters receives a saving throw versus spell if they're higher level than me.
If they're higher level, if they're the same level as you, they don't.
Or of a higher level hit dice than the caster's level. Yeah, so it's assumed to be higher. So 8 or higher, it gets a saving throw.
Okay, no saving throw then. All right. So the transparent form of the lizardman rises up in front of you from its corpse, and it glares at you and waits.
I have this trident ready, right? Yes, somewhere. I
Sure.
held out the trident. I assume it can see the trident, or at least might be vaguely aware of it.
Okay.
Does it seem like it's vaguely aware of it as I hold it out?
It's
Is it
glaring at
focused?
you. You don't know if it
Ah.
is aware of the trident or
You
not.
can always ask what is the command for the trident you used.
Yeah. What's the command word for the trident that you used against us?
It glares at you. It still glares at you, and then slowly croaks out. The command words for Glittertines is Nemetricor.
Cool.
I'll spell it out for you.
Yeah.
Take
And
note
it's
that
also
the-
called glitter. Glitter something.
Glittertines.
Mhm, it has a name.
Yeah.
It's a fancy trident.
All right, then
Yes.
I ask the next question. Give us the approximate number of how many arch lizards there are on the Citadel.
I do not know how many followers there are on the Citadel.
Oh, I said approximate.
He doesn't know. I mean,
He-
like,
Uh-huh.
you still have to have a basic idea of how many there
Alright.
are. He doesn't, like, it could, like, if you know that it's not 1, not single digits, but also not 500, that still doesn't tell you what, it doesn't allow you to estimate an approximate number.
All right,
somewhere
then I
in there.
asked the third question, and I guess.
Okay.
How many spellcasters are in service of the Priest King on the Citadel?
He glares at you some more and then says 3. And then his spirit vanishes before your eyes.
I've got 3 spellcasters to deal with.
That is Must he speak the truth? Or can they lie?
Yes. Hang on.
Yeah,
There is a
it's either
clause
they
on that.
answer truthfully, or they.
If they got the same alignment, they cannot refuse me.
Right, but they.
If they fail the saving throw, they can't refuse you.
Right.
Yeah, they have to answer.
And they must speak the truth.
But they
Yeah.
can obfuscate.
Okay.
Yeah, so you have to be very direct.
They can tell you the truth, but they can use very vague terms if you do not ask specific questions. Like when Lafdul asked the command for the Trident used against us, it couldn't say command for another Trident.
Yeah, that's what you have to specify.
But if he had asked the command for a Trident, then the spirit could have given any Trident's command word.
All right, then we need new questions for.
Why don't you try that?
On who?
On the Trident.
Yeah, against.
Why do you need to use it against somebody?
We'd also use a charge one, would assume. I mean, I'm fairly certain it wasn't lying.
Okay.
They've always answered my questions to the best of their ability. As long as my question has been accurate.
And if they haven't answered, they have clearly indicated it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know if they make their saving throw kind of thing. Because
they kind of mock you.
Yeah.
Bugger off. So, give us. So this one would be. Hang on, I'm writing a note. Higgimus, did you write that note for the command word for the Trident?
Yeah, I have that. I have it written down. Plus, Ald listed it there. I just didn't get the name of it.
I'll write it in. Don't worry. Start thinking about.
tiredness.
You can start thinking about other questions.
Give us the approximate. Oh, what was that? Sorry, something happened IRL.
I mean, if other people have ideas for questions, I mean, there were some others that floated about.
That was that diamond trident, right?
Yeah.
Did we get information on the
Should we
monster?
ask what's the most obvious weakness of the Citadel?
I think we know it. There's
But
holes
actually,
on
like-
top of it.
No, but what they tell and what they actually know, he's probably more privy to the actual no.
But at the same time, obvious kind of means obvious.
A
Leva
frontal
would like
barrage.
Leva would like to know what type of spellcasters they are. There's 3, but what are they? Are they all 3 priests or 3 mages? And if mages, what type?
Axis did tell you that there were 2 mages.
How?
So 2 mages and 1 cleric.
Well,
Along
could be
with the
3 mages.
priest.
She just
Well,
knows
yeah.
for sure that there are 2 mages. And she indicated that they might be willing to change sides too.
True. How many nobles are there? Since nobles might be more willing to serve the priest king.
How many How many nobles serve the priest king?
Yeah, all right.
Wow. All right. What type of creature does the messenger speak to?
Yeah, that's a good one.
no, because you have to specify the type of messenger. What type of creature does the Priest King's messenger speak to? Wait, did I word that right? No.
Isn't the messenger the messenger of their god that Priest King speaks to?
I thought that the Priest King speaks to a messenger, and the messenger speaks to a creature that speaks to that god. I didn't realize.
No, Axis indicate
no.
that the Priest King goes down into the tunnels, and he says he speaks to a messenger of his deity.
Okay.
Yeah, so the messenger is the creature.
What type of creature is a messenger of the Priest King? Is that Matt? Players? Agree, disagree? What I wrote?
Guys? What do you guys think?
Seems fine to me.
Alright,
That's
then
fine to
we're
me.
going with this because obviously it's just going to drag on now. I do this to the captain. I asked the first
Well,
question.
hold on. You
if
got
it
one more
works.
question. What's your third question?
Well, I can still ask that one. Or are we going with someone else?
Ask if we have
He
the.
might know.
Yeah.
You could ask if they know of any traps set up
Yeah, we can
and
find
how
that.
we can avoid them.
What about for safe passwords and stuff?
You're overthinking it, guys.
Yeah.
Do you want to go with that
Yeah.
as the third one?
Yeah, I don't think there's any harm in trying that one again.
Okay. All right. The spirit of the captain rises up before you, glaring evilly at you, and you ask.
Evilly?
Well, he clearly doesn't like you.
Oh, Lafdul's offended. And so is Beowulf, see? Beowulf stands up for me.
Yeah.
An odd turn of fate.
So you ask, how
'cause-
many nobles serve the priest king?
Yeah.
He grumbles, 6 of us.
Alright, so we got 6. Then I ask the second question, what type of creature is the messenger of the priest king?
Only the great Hyask knows.
Oh, so we learned 7. Hyask. Is Hyask?
Hyask is
There.
the king.
Oh. Alright. Give us the approximate number of how many arch lizards are on the Citadel.
There are a great many. I do not know even close to the exact number.
Alright, more than 50 at least.
And with that, he vanishes.
I think he might have counted every member of the faith as arch lizard, not just the.
Yeah,
Yep.
that wasn't the best. Oh well, we got some information. But 6
But
nobles,
I think
3 casters.
I think the nobles might be the big ones. Since he said that there are 6 of us.
Oh, that might have included that other priest.
I mean, the captain said that.
Yeah, so at least 4, maybe, well, between 3 and 5. I say 3 and 5 because it might include the priest king himself and the recently slain
Well,
priest.
you did ask how many nobles serve the priest king, so
Yeah,
doesn't
I didn't
include
say
the priest
on.
king. Yeah, you asked how many serve the priest king.
I should have
on
asked how many on the Citadel. Oh well.
Well, you did mention the Citadel, but it doesn't include the priest king, since priest king doesn't serve himself.
He might. Don't judge him. Okay, so with that, you finish up disposing of the bodies, gathering any equipment. The Herwadi eagerly
Rearm.
arm themselves, and they will be participating in the fight as well.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds silly, but Arca, do you want to try the Trident? No one else can really use. Oh, unless Braxon wants to try the Trident. I think Higgimus is trying out the sword.
Who else could use a trident?
It's literally you two.
Well, Higgimus too.
Yeah, Higgimus using the sword. Then he's still trying to figure that out.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that thing out.
So we just shout that word and a lightning bolt comes out.
Apparently. Well, you were zapped by it. You know how nasty it is. Or was it Ockar? I can't remember.
It wasn't Ockar because we...
Oh, it was Braxon who was
about
frozen. at the
Yeah.
time.
And if it had struck Ockar, Ockar would have the protection from armor.
It's even got a name. Glitter Tide, I think.
Yeah.
Glittertine.
It's right on there.
Oh, Glitter Tines.
Glittertines. And the command word is Nemitricor.
Nimichiko. I don't know. There's always going to be a certain ways of enunciating it.
I mean, it's up to you if you want to use it or just set it aside.
I think you should use it, at least for a little while. I mean, it's a ranged attack that you potentially have. I would say to Braxon or Ockar.
Ockar? You interested? Sounds like Ockar's not interested. Braxton, pick it up then.
Wait, what? I wasn't here. What happened?
Yeah, clearly.
We were
Oh, I had to
talking.
walk away to help somebody out with something. What's going on?
We were talking if you or Braxon want to use the Trident, since we now know the command word for it.
I'm not
Well,
interested.
lightning.
If Braxton experiments with it, it'll then be Trident tested.
I already had the spear. I don't really need a trident.
But this one shoots lightning.
So?
Wow.
Oh wow!
I mean, Tyr isn't the god of thunder.
No, but
It's not like I follow Thor or anything. Sheesh.
Plus, Ockar, aren't you getting close to your limit on how many weapons you can have?
I have 2.
Braxton.
My limit is 4.
Limit is 4. Okay.
Braxton picks up Glittertines and feels the weight of it.
It feels very well balanced.
I'm waiting for a magic ranged weapon, which we haven't gotten in ages.
Well,
crossbow or something. You can use something, can't you?
Something that fires lightning bolts is kind of...
Yeah. It fits that range category, but you can't really hold around a trident and a spear.
I'm hoping for a magic crossbow at some point.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Ockar didn't want it, so don't push it.
Yeah, Braxon's got his...
Braxon will try it.
Braxon's going to be the lightning mage. He gives us the ice mage.
Yeah.
This
Not
is
like it
this
matters
is when
anyway.
this is going to be when Braxton shoots lightning bolts down the corridor and they come back towards him and he runs away.
You try to run away, even though it's instantaneous. Good luck.
Yeah.
Oh, what banded armor are you wearing, Braxon? What's special? But you're wearing banded armor, aren't you? Magical.
Oh.
Because I know Arca's got the one that protects against lightning slightly, I think.
Hang on.
The one who would be best at dealing with a rebound, yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't give you my armor because
Yeah.
I can't.
Never mind. All right. Did you want to try it out, Braxon, or are you just hefting it?
He's going to heft it. He might swing it around, twirl it a bit.
All right.
But do not say the command word in here.
No.
And don't point it at any of us.
Is there any buttons on it?
No, there's just the diamond set between the tines.
Ah.
Pay attention to that diamond. It might dim as it gets used up. So to speak.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys are going on the Lizardman brood ship, the Bloatfly. Who else are you bringing with you? Did you want Viradra to come? Did you want anyone like you said the dwarves? You want the dwarves to come?
I wanted the dwarves to come because I thought it was some of them might have heard stories or something of the Citadel.
They most definitely have not.
So
But they would have familiarity to dwarven construction.
This is a dwarven Citadel, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
They have a better idea of where to go, where rooms might be.
No, because each one is unique.
Oh,
Yeah.
scrap that idea.
They literally find an asteroid, mine it out, build up a citadel on top, live for a while, and then move on and abandon it when the mines play out. Do that again on another one.
There might be dwarven runes that say this way to the toilet. That's probably about it, isn't it?
Okay, so the reason to bring the doors would be to maybe they could take out the weapons teams or secure the weapons from the Citadel.
Okay.
But then again, they might raise the chance of killing regular, or not Herway, but regular lizard people. Lizard men.
Yeah, that's an inevitability of it. We just have to accept that.
Yeah. There's not too much we can do about that unless we ask people to club everyone.
And then we might start losing dwarves.
Well, the dwarves could help our lizardmen friends and Horaiti in preventing those nobles coming after us when we go after the priest king. If that was the plan, that they were going to stay and prevent them from following us.
Okay. Yeah, that might work. All right, so yeah, we can bring the dwarves. How many gift would that leave us on the ship?
14.
14. How many people can a wasp normally carry on it?
Normal complement is 18. You do not know how many are on there, but Axis did say that there are more than normal.
Okay. In that case, I think the dwarves probably stay on our ship to help repel boarders if it's boarded by those wasps.
Okay.
And we could take Viladra with us. She can be our dwarf person. She comes with us.
Okay.
And then, Rumpus is dead, so we don't have him. Who would we put in charge of the ship?
Nor, because it's been with us longest.
Nor or Nemariel would probably be your best bets because they're the helmsman.
Who has the better complement of defensive and attack spells?
Neither of them will have any because either one will be on the helm and the other one will have been on the helm previously.
Right.
Unless you specifically wait a certain amount of time. Nemariel is an ex-elven navy officer, however.
Nemariel will be the one in charge of the ship.
Okay.
Alright, do we have any spare magical toys we could give them?
I guarantee you have spare things that have not been used much. There was a comment earlier about does anyone have anything like blah blah blah, and I'm thinking there's an item for that, and didn't say anything. So yeah, I mean, you guys have spare things, but you could also use some yourselves.
Are we? No. was thinking if I needed to bring my tent or something. Yeah.
Your tent?
Yeah, I know that I scrubbed the idea out of my head.
All right. Is there any?
What type of? Hold on. What type of weapons is Marielle used?
She's a wizard.
She's a wizard, but I mean, like,
Just wizard stuff, staff, dagger, something like that. I don't
she
remember.
can use daggers.
She might be able to use daggers. I don't remember
I'll ask her.
what I gave her.
If she can use daggers, I'll lend her my daggers.
Okay.
Well, she can throw them. Or...
She can throw them, yeah. Or, defend herself a little bit. Something happens, they get a boarding action.
Okay. All right. Any other things that you want to do to prepare?
Braxton's going to ask Nor what he thinks of his 2 iron stones.
I'm not sure exactly what you're asking Nor's thoughts on.
What his opinion is of which one is best.
You're just going to lend him the other one?
He says, I don't know which one is best. I'm not a fighter. I'm not a warrior.
Well, would either of these defend you?
You'd have to tell him.
Don't you know what they do?
Yeah, I mean, if you know what they do, either give him one or not. I mean, like, don't make him decide this, because it's up to you. If you want to give him one, give him one.
I know what one does. And the other one, I don't remember what the note was.
But at the same time, I mean, if they get down, if your ship is boarded and they actually make it down to the helm room, probably the ship is screwed anyway. Like, your defenders didn't succeed.
Yeah.
Right.
You should, quote-unquote, be in much more danger than Nor and Nemariel.
Yeah.
And Nor is most definitely not a fighter. I mean, he's
No,
not
he's
a
not
coward per se, but if it comes to melee, he's surrendering.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else? Spellcasters have all their spells picked out and ready to go.
Well, the day is in advance, so I can't exactly change my spells.
Right, but I mean, if you know what you're going to select, I mean, there'll be 2 days.
Yeah,
If
I
there's...
know vaguely.
I'm going through just now the spells that.
All right. I mean,
we're 2 days out, so
yeah, we're approaching the break anyway. But I mean, is there anything that you guys want to cast in the 2 days before you get there?
Before the day is done, I am going to cast Idea in case there's something I forgot. Leading up to us going into something you can think about over the break.
I don't even need to. You suddenly recall Braxon was talking, I think it was Braxon, saying something about a cloud of sleep, and there's a wand that does sleep.
Oh, yeah, wasn't there one that does fear as well? The wizards, either Solas or Level would have them.
I don't have that kind of wand.
The only wand, I'm pretty sure the only wand I have is the wand.
Leva has the wand of sleep.
A wand of sleep.
A gnarled shaft just over a foot of petrified flowers seems blah 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 blah. A strong desire to sleep.
So we could use that on when we start attacking or putting them to sleep.
There you go. All right, that sounds good.
Every lizard man we make sleep is one we don't have to kill.
I'll be taking disabling spells as well. I have many such spells.
Well, during the break, if you guys want to talk amongst yourselves about like out-of-game recommendations on spells, or would this be good? There's that during the break.
Am I not going mad? We do have a wand of fear as well, don't we?
I would have to double check to see if that one was one that got destroyed.
Destroyed.
You did get one, but it might have been one that got destroyed.
What one did you ask about?
Wand of Fear.
Yeah, I do
I
remember
don't
us
have
having
that
one
one.
at one point. Yeah. What ones do you have then?
I have
You got the ice
the
and fire, haven't you?
ice and fire, and then protection and the rod to locate the minerals. The metals.
That's a wand, not a rod.
Oh, so there's
And Leva
Higgimus got
has-
one and you got one.
Leva has extinguished flames, magic missile, improvisation,
Then the fear got destroyed.
and cast change form.
Oh,
Cast change form.
That might be. Well, I don't want to suggest for you, but that might be actually a really good one to lend to our mages. They don't have spells. They're pretty much either use at once or say. No, it's just a suggestion. Obviously.
I'm going by what Old said. If somebody makes it to them, then it's going to be too late anyway.
That's because they can't fight. With that one, they potentially can fight.
But even if they can
Alright, yeah,
fight, if you get to the helm room, you basically have a control of the ship.
I have every confidence in our Giff Marines and Dwarven Marines to hold back some lizardmen.
Yeah.
I say that outside of range of.
Wow. You don't know how good their hearing is.
Yeah, I don't.
I actually I give the cast the change form one. I would give that to Nor because he's not a fighter and he can change himself to something whatever he wants, so he can get out of the fight.
Okay.
You can finally be whatever you want to be.
All right. Is there any other anything else that you guys want to do before the break?
Oh, I'm down another electrum piece. It's terrible.
I'm gonna get my sword of bad guys
yes.
flame out.
Okay.
I forgot. Leva wants to cast Omen.
Oh.
Okay.
Dubious omen.
Wait, that's not it. It's a D10.
really
Give
need
the
to-
page number for that spell.
Oh,
If not, I'll look it up. Give me a second.
that would be nice. Blah, blah, blah.
Also, shoot, I just forgot what I was about to say.
I hate it when that happens. Happens
Yeah.
to me quite often.
Neutral omen.
Oh.
Well, that's better than negative.
Yep. Okay.
It
All right.
didn't. Is that level variation in there? No.
Ship exploding.
But
variation.
I mean, level variation doesn't do anything. There's no wild surge.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So, speaking with Axis, this is the plan. Viradra and you, the PCs, go on board the brood ship. Well, the rest of your crew stays on your on the Dolphin. The brood ship goes in, and the Dolphin comes in, staying out of range, and just pummeling the Citadel after a few minutes while you guys are rushing.
Yeah, and the Dolphin will also, if the Wasps show up, they'll try to keep them at bay.
Okay.
Hey, old. For my spell immunity, obviously I need the spoke abundance of the spell I'm trying to be immune to. Hang on, sorry. Spell. Yeah, alright. Yeah, no, never mind. I asked Leva or Solas, then I guess I can make someone entirely. I would know this because obviously I know the spell. I can make someone entirely immune to your fireballs, and essentially that person runs ahead, holds them at bay, then you just fireball that person, and they'll be immune to the fireball, but everything else around it will be burnt to a crisp.
Oh.
Or some other spell, but it has to be a spell that I've personally experienced. I've been paralyzed by mage, I think. I've been
fireballed.
magic missiled. Yeah, I've definitely been fireballed. I've not been lightning bolted. I've been flame arrowed.
But fireballs might be a bit, how should I say,
Overkill.
risky inside of Citadel.
Not to that person.
Not to that person, but I think it's pretty much same as casting fireballs into inside a mine or a cave.
Mm.
I mean-
Funny you with us from the start. You should have met Xanthi. He was such a nice mage. He killed half of us, so.
Yeah, he only killed you by accident.
Yeah, you know how these young, experienced specialist mages are. It says someone's Lever. I guess Lever is a specialist mage, is she?
She's a wild mage.
I-
If you wanted to do spell immunity to something that you've experienced, if it's a spell that one of the mages has, or it's a spell that you have, then you can...
No, because they have the spell components for it.
Yeah.
It's just a passing form, but if it seems like unlikely that we're going to use that, I'm just going to change to something else anyway.
I mean, there's
Have you
other
been
spells that
far-
you could make. You could go with
I
immunity
mean,
for.
If you have ever experienced a lightning bolt, you could cast it on Braxon, and Braxon goes with the Trident and doesn't worry about the
Friendly
possibility
fire.
of it coming back.
That would be fun.
I don't think I was lightning bolted. Who was lightning bolted on the Elven Citadel?
Hang on, we
Braxon
had
was,
lightning
I
bolts. Yeah, we had lightning bolts.
But I
on-
have to experience it.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we went to Riox? We went down that hallway with lightning bolts going from one
That's
side
not-
to the other side.
I don't think I could interpret that as a spell.
It has to be the spell.
Right.
So no, that would not count.
Can
don't
you shoot
exactly
yourself?
No.
Can you shoot yourself with a small lightning bolt to experience a lightning bolt?
There's a
think-
Trident that you have
Hey,
that
you've-
might
hey,
you've
count.
got-
You've
No.
got 2 days. I could shoot
Jim,
you with a lightning bolt, just a
You're
little
not
one.
killing Lafdul. Lafdul objects to the killing of Lafdul and damaging
I mean,
of Lafdul.
I mean, if we just have access to the protection from electricity spell,
I've got
then
a
you
scroll
wouldn't
of that.
die.
You know, I could just shove you in this banded armor while he shocks you with the trident.
Oh, I can wear banded armor. I just can't use my magic.
Yeah, so I just shove you in the armor and then he zaps you with the trident. It's perfect.
I get the feeling you're enjoying this far too much, Ockar.
What makes you say that? It's a perfect plan. Let's do
Well,
it.
hang on. Does Lafdul actually need to experience being hit by that?
Yes.
Yes.
I have to experience the spell effect.
Yes,
And, yeah, it's perfect. Let's just put you in the armor and have him shock you a few times.
Doesn't one of the Ironstones protect against lightning as well? Oh, well, I know if
Now,
being
actually,
immune
I'm
to
gonna
a
let me
spell-
clarify slightly. You have to
Suffer.
have experienced it, not necessarily yourself, although that is obviously the easiest way. Obviously, if it's a spell that you can cast, you've experienced it, even if you've never actually cast it on yourself.
Maybe I could shoot Ockar then. You could watch.
But if it's not something that you have that has personally affected you or you have cast, then you would need to use a spellcraft check while someone is casting it, and that Trident wouldn't count for that.
Ah, I see.
Does Levitt
Also, also, just to clarify, the lightning bolt from that Trident may or may not count. You don't know until you do it. It might work, it might not.
Okay.
for a science.
No.
But yeah, you could totally for science it.
For science!
Well, you could give someone immunity to fireballs, and then
Yeah, I know how that feels.
throw a fireball at them.
I'll claim to try it if I get the shock Lafdul with it.
Wow.
Try
But,
it.
like I said
Before, sure.
earlier, the risk of fireballs backfiring on the group is possibly.
Alright, don't
Isn't
worry
there
about
a-
the spell.
Isn't there a spell with a delayed fireball?
Little bit higher level than you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
That shell
No,
kid
I
was
was just thinking
cast at one
you
point.
could give Braxon a delayed fireball and say, "Hey, you got 4 minutes to get in the room with the bad guy."
It doesn't work that
Off
way.
you go.
Pocket fireball.
All right. So I'll let you guys. You can think about the
Yeah.
spells that you want to take in between during our break, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes, and move on to the Citadel itself.
See you on the other side.
See you then, everyone.